Hello. I don't really have a lot to say, as usual. Well, as usual, I always have a lot to say, it seems. But here is where I am, which is very, very nice indeed. It's just a small little lake next to La Trobe University. I just went on a random walk, went down a little path which looked pretty, well, not very well trodden, and then I found myself here, and it's fucking beautiful. It's quiet, it's peaceful. I've seen two cyclists and two people walking. And yeah, I finally found a bit of peace today. Last couple of days have been pretty stressful. My mind has been, I don't know, racing quite a lot, and I've just been very stressed and anxious, I guess, especially yesterday. The morning starts decently well occupied, then I just peter off and fall in the afternoon. Um, Over the last 3 days, I've been pretty compulsively, obsessively looking into like stocks and stuff. And I basically finished today. I just posted online my uh, potential, like a mock portfolio, waiting for some feedback from, I don't know, different investors, just noobs like me probably. Um, but yeah, I don't really know what I want to talk about too much. I just thought I'd help clear my mind even more by filming, vlogging. Um, I actually feel it quite at ease now, and to do that, I've had to just walk and walk and walk past people, and that just makes me somewhat anxious. I mean, I've developed a bit of social anxiety. Pretty kind of self-conscious around people. I'm not at ease, so yeah, self-conscious, social anxiety, and it took me to get to this place. Here's another person walking with his dog, which is slightly disquieting. Two people, um, and it took me to find this place before I could get any sort of peace of mind. Um, Yesterday, Nico was saying how this how much I've been looking into investing. He said it's very unhealthy, and he just thinks that it's another bout of me exhibiting my addictive behaviours, and he's right. I do agree, because even though this investment stuff is potentially incredibly beneficial for me long term, within the next, after like 20, 30 years, the way I'm going about it is definitely symptomatic of trying to run away from distracting myself from core personality issues and insecurities and stuff. So I agree with him. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just know that I can't really. I very much struggle to be content and at peace when I'm just in the house, and it takes a lot for me to feel at ease. I have to have meditated a good amount. I had to have like eaten very well and gone for a run, and these are all good things. But because I don't actually want to do them, and I'm just doing them to like decrease suffering, I it's not sustainable. That's basically what it is. That's all I can kind of. That's the only way I can really sum it up. Like I'm kind of like at the base level is kind of like not happy, um, and to make myself feel just kind of okay and kind of at ease temporarily, try to hold on. I have to do these things, which I do, and then I will feel good, and then the next time I'm just like, I don't want to do that because I'm feeling shit. So it's almost like I have to build up energy to mental force and discipline to do these healthy things. And after I do them, I feel pretty good, but then the next day I'll just be like, oh man, I can't be arsed, I can't be fucked. Which is why it has been helpful to live with Nico, who's like encouraged me to work out with him, and I've done that. And not even always encouraged me, but just him working out, because I am, what do you call it, swayed. I am affected by I am, there's a better word for it. But yeah, I'm directed by the acts of others, what other people do. as we all are. I do believe. Um, Him just doing it makes me feel like, oh, I should do that, and it's helpful because it makes me feel better that day. But then the next day I'll be like, not sapped of energy, but I just, yeah, mentally sapped, and I'll see him working out or whatever, like today, and I'll be like, oh, I'll go take a walk. And one of the reasons I went for a walk when I did, most likely anyway, was because he was just about to work out, and I didn't want to really be in the house while he was working out and I wasn't doing anything productive, because I'd have felt guilty and shameful. It's all absurd, and it's all kind of, most likely it's just a reflection of my low self-esteem at the moment and my lack of self-confidence, which I guess is self-esteem. These swifts, these little birds, I'm sure they're swifts or swallows, just keep whizzing past. Well, they just whiz past them, but they've been hovering around the water, getting little sips of water, and it's really, really nice to watch. But yeah, I know this is all a reflection of my lack of self-confidence, because I'm obviously not okay in myself, because I'm so much affected by the people around me, and I'm so, there's a mosquito, fantastic, and I'm obviously I don't know what it is actually, it's not a mosquito, and I'm so, yeah, conscious of other people's actions, and feel like, oh, I should be doing that, or I should be doing this, or I shouldn't be doing that, etc. And I just wind up completely confined in my own head, and unable to find any sense of peace. I think I'll look back on these days, this whole year, maybe from 20 to 24, my early 20s, then I'll probably look back on it and be like, that was a difficult time, but I'm glad I went through it. I learned a lot, grew a lot, read a lot, whatever. And I'll probably be better for it. But living in the moment now, it's just all quite difficult. And when I was sat here, I mean, it took me like 15 minutes to get to this sense of like calm. I was just sitting here thinking, running through things, and yeah, that's what this does for me. It allows me to actually think about things, allow them to take their course, and then kind of I can put them aside. Sorry, we're just noting them and going, ah, yes, thinking and returning to the present isn't, to me, it hasn't been a sustainable long-term tactic, because there's still like a backlog, there's still like a debt of things I want to think through or whatever. But yeah, what was I going to say? I don't know. 1 minute, I'll pause because I forgot. Ah yes, so it took me like 15 minutes, and eventually I gained a bit of perspective. I don't know, I just thought like, oh wow, I've basically got my investments down, which is, according to, I won't go into it too deeply, I might do another video on it, just based on my absolutely 3 days worth of researching, which is essentially fuck all, comparatively fuck all. But yeah, I believe I've potentially secured a very secure way of investing, and this could do me well for life, and it could be one of the best decisions I've made, one of the best investments, pardon the pun, one of the best investments I've made all year, both in terms of time investment and money investment, energy as well. And I mean, I'm also on a good wage. I'm working not now, not for at least another 2 weeks. And then, I mean, I don't know what I've got to look forward to. I mean, I don't think I should have to have something always to look forward to. I think having something to look forward to is very helpful when you're in a bad place. And at the moment, I don't really have anything short-term tangible to look forward to. I could say going back to work. I could say I'm working on a book and I could finish it, but I don't know. I don't want to get into that. That's another topic, because at the moment I just don't have. Basically, I don't have the discipline or the mental energy or the hope to pursue those things and find find meaning in those pursuits day by day. And I have a lot of self-doubt, so I just eventually, it's not sustainable because I fuck up or I curb myself, and yeah, anyway. But trying to get a bit of perspective, which is what these walks help greatly to do, kind of the only way I can get much perspective. Meditation helps, I guess, sometimes no, but these are more fun. Anyway, it helps me get perspective on things and helps me kind of be at ease and not take myself so seriously, I guess. I don't know why, but it helps, and I can kind of think about, oh, I'll be working, it'll be fun, and then next spring, I've got that Scotland trip with Elliot, which will be great. I don't sound confident when I say that. I don't know why, partly because I guess I can't envision actually doing it. That's just because of my current mental state. And secondly, firstly, probably because I can't actually imagine finding a lot of enjoyment or fulfillment in life, because it's been quite a long time since I've felt that. Work was quite good. That even seems like a bit of a distant memory now, because of the monotony of every day. Until now, hitherto. And then also, I guess, because I can't imagine how amazing it'll be, because I do think it will be fucking amazing. Has the potential to be. And yeah, I guess also I don't know what I want to do with my life, but at the same time I don't think that's a massively pressing issue, because at the moment I'm saving money, I'm investing, I'm healthy, I'm intellectually expanding by reading and whatever. It's just like I've got a sense of urgency, and I think that probably comes from living in a city, in a suburb, and living also with somebody who every day is just doing what he enjoys, but he's very productive. Nico works, like the other day he worked for, I think it was like a couple of hours, he made 475 US dollars. He can make thousands each month if he wants to. He's playing the drums, he's learning the drums, plays for like 2 hours every day. He does hours of reading every day. He cooks at least one new meal every day. He works out every day, and even when he's like unproductive, he's enjoying himself and just laughing, and he sings to himself. And I guess just subconsciously I'm like continually, look at that shit. Can you see that shit? It looks like fucking nothing on there, doesn't it? But yeah, I guess I'm just constantly subconsciously comparing myself to him, and yeah, that's why it helps me to get out, because I can kind of gain a bit of perspective, as I said. That's pretty much it. Now I'm going to go back, probably chill out for the rest of the night, read, I don't know. I started reading Marriage and Morals, probably to try to reconcile my sexual angst and my sexual pain, or whatever you want to call it, frustration, because I could be like, yes, my mindset on sex and stuff is in line with Bertrand Russell's, and thus I feel like I'm doing the right thing, or in some way, or I don't have to feel so bad for being an incel, not the angry at every woman, but involuntarily celibate, the literal definition. So yeah, I just go back and feel decent. I don't know what I was saying, because I just got into a train of thought regarding incels. But then tomorrow again, I'll probably wake up, be fine in the morning, do some writing, do some investing stuff, get that hopefully put away until I have to invest again, like my next paycheck. But yeah, I've still got a bit more to do. Anyway, I do enjoy it sometimes. It has been enjoyable. It's just that sometimes I do realise that I'm doing it out of addiction or compulsion. And then tomorrow, again, I'll wake up, I'll be productive in the morning, listen to music and shit, and then I'll start to feel bad, and then I'll have to force myself to do something like this. It's just a pity. I mean, it's a great thing that I'm next to beautiful places, yeah, it's not a pity, it's great, but I'm saying it's just a pity that there aren't a million different, there's not a different place to explore every day. So after I go to the same place a few times, I get bored, and this is like 3 or 4 kilometres away where I am now, so I had to go through a couple of kilometres past people and whatever. Anyway, I'm making excuses. This is nice. Music I've been listening to a shit ton of death metal recently. Call it sexual frustration, but I've been making playlists for metal to try to expand my heavy metal vocabulary, and yeah, I don't even know what I've been listening to. Misery Index, a load of different death metal bands, some of which were sick. From last night to this morning, I listened to 3 Portal albums, who I didn't know until last night are an Australian band. I found them a couple of years ago because I just came across them and realised that they were one of the most, I don't know, difficult, frightening, disgusting death metal bands, if you could even call them that, I'd ever heard. And yeah, I just gave them a stab, and a lot of it was just noise, it sounded like, but it was the same with grindcore. But why are people walking up this way to me? I mean, I'm in the middle of nowhere and people are walking to me with their dog. Anyway, and yeah, I just listened to them, and it was horrible. But yeah, as with like grindcore, you need to give each album a listen like 3 times, and then yeah, you're golden. And then Fishmans, which are a Japanese like pop band, and then Kero Kero Bonito, who is like a Japanese or South Korean pop band as well. And I listened to them, and 2 albums, 1 each. First time I've listened to something which isn't in the last week, and it was enjoyable. It was refreshing, as Nika put it. Yeah, that was. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, look at him vlogging, fucking weird kid. And that's it. That's it. I don't have much else to say, but now I just feel relaxed. I've talked. There are more people coming. There's one more person coming. Probably the biggest source of my insecurity is pussy and the desire to emotionally connect and be intimate. That has been my biggest insecurity for probably years. Also my body, and I do think that being around different people and being away from a lot of technology and being in nature are all things which help me or affect me significantly in terms of my self-image and how disciplined I can be. I think discipline is, oh god, it's going to be like 20 minutes. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm sorry. No, whatever. This is for me. And probably only Elliot who'll probably watch it. I don't know, I have 6 views or so per video, and I don't know who watches it. I think Jared. Who else? Jared, Elliot. I think Jared watches the odd one. I don't know. I really don't know. Just, I'd appreciate a comment if you've watched this until this time. Anyway, that wasn't even phlegm. What I was going to say, I don't know what I was going to say. Something about insecurity and, yes, discipline. I think you can source a shit ton of discipline and stuff if you're like David Goggins and you've hit absolute rock bottom, where you're like 350 pounds and you're depressed and you're suicidal and you hate life, and I don't know, did one of his parents die, or I think he was beaten up by his dad, and you've hit rock bottom. And some people say, yes, if I can, if I've been all through that, then if I've been through all of that, and I can become this guy who runs 8 ultra marathons, which are 100-kilometer marathons, 8 weekends in a row, then you can do anything, because I've been through all this shit, and yet look where I am. And I only thought about it really last week or week before, and I was like, wait, that's kind of why they're able to do so much, because they're using that pain and they're transmuting it into something for their own good. But I guess when you're kind of at a level where you're just generally discontent, and this could get into a massive spewel about capitalism and whatever, but if you're in a general place where you're just generally discontent, then you don't really have enough desperation or pain, or it's not the same type of pain. You don't have enough of it to source a massive life transformation into a self-realized being, you know. If you're just like everyday distracted by TV and porn, and you've got a boring job but you're just zoning every day, and all you look forward to is having a wank, or if your fucking missus is going to jack you off in the evening, or whether Domino's are going to have the 2-for-1 offer next Saturday, I don't think you have enough proper pain generally to really force a massive change. And then, yeah, also if you're overwhelmed by information, then it's, you know, if you work in a job in the middle of a city, then it can be probably quite difficult to focus on shit that is genuinely important to you. So yeah, I'm not making excuses, I'm just saying I think there's a lot more to be said about discipline and self-transformation than just, yes, he's being weak, yes, she's being strong. That's super fucking reductive, and that's, again, as I've said loads of times, my problem with a lot of self-help stuff, even like Bertrand Russell's like In Praise of Idleness.